Yes, I'm filming the intro after I film the actual video. Leave me alone. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's really great to see you again. I'm so sorry that there was no post up last week. My posting schedule has been a little bit weird. The past month I was out of town and then I started a new job, so things have been a little bit crazy, but I'm trying to get back on schedule. I'm also trying out some new posting days just to see if it reaches you guys better. So just bear with me in the meantime. But this week I wanted to take you guys through my curly hair routine. So I don't often post my curly hair. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 photos of me with my curly hair on Instagram, of me at the beach. I think like a lot of other people with curly hair, rude. Like a lot of other people with curly hair, like I was saying, there's a really big stigma behind it, and because of that, I only recently, I would say in the last 4 years of my life, really started trying to wear my hair naturally, trying to learn how to take care of it, and it's still really hard for me, you know. I think that as time goes on, I feel more confident in my curls and wearing them and feeling like they're just as special or like nice as when my hair is straightened. But with that being said, you know, I just wanted to be able to help other people try and figure out how to take care of their curls so that you can feel comfortable wearing them as well. The first thing really is that your curly hair journey is yours. Everybody's hair is different, and products that work for me might not work for you, might not work for my sister. So as frustrating as it might be, you do have like trial and error of trying products that work, products that don't work, until you find the things that do. And you know, over time, you might also like switch products out and for better ones, like I have. So I just thought that I would show you guys what I do and some of the products that I'm using. If you guys want to see a video on products that I think are just terrible overall, let me know and I will make that for you. But yeah, okay, so to start, everyone with curly hair should be using one of these microfiber towels, these anti-frizz towels for your hair. I know that you think it's not a big deal, but I promise you it makes a really big difference in the frizz on your hair and the added damage that you get from just using a regular towel. If you don't, these are really only like $6-7 on Amazon. Just make sure you read the description because some of them are of course labeled as microfiber, but they're not really. So I would say first thing is that I recommend getting these hair towels. They're like $7 to $10. And if you can't get one of these, that's fine. It's just better to dry your hair with something like a t-shirt or maybe a pillowcase versus using a regular fibrous towel. The other thing that I definitely recommend is a big tooth comb. And the reason I recommend this is because it's going to break up your curls less when your hair is wet. Also, it's just easier to brush your hair out when it's curly and you want to wash it again. I also like this Conair brush. I don't know what these are called, but they kind of just have these wider bristles. So I like using this brush on my hair in the shower. And I know somebody is going to come for me and say, you're not supposed to brush your hair in the shower. I brush my hair in the shower. I have to brush my hair in the shower because if not, it is just going to be one giant knot when I'm done. So I do brush my hair in the shower and I use this, or I use my I'm a professional. Or I use my big tooth comb. So obviously I can't show you guys me in the shower washing my hair, but I'll kind of take you through what I do. So the best thing is to wash your hair in cold water. I'm guilty of not doing this because I get freezing cold when I'm doing cold water, because like my body can't handle it. But if you can, wash your hair in cold water, or just don't have it all the way up to burning hot. Like I know most of me and my friends like to just take burning hot showers. I don't know why that is such a thing. Like I feel like girls love like hot showers and then guys are like, oh, it's too hot. Like I don't, anyways, that's a tangent. Wash your hair in cold water. And start off by just combing it out, brushing it out, getting out any knots, tangles, whatever. So for products, I like to use the Aussie Miracle Curls. I know that they have a couple of different lines all targeted towards curly hair. They have the Moisture one, they have the Miracle Curls, and then the Miracle Coils, and I think they even added Miracle Waves. So that's a lot of miracles. But I really like the Miracle Curl product. And I say this because I used it for years, used the Matrix Biolage shampoo, and it was the only thing I would put in my hair, and I was just like, it was great for when I wanted to straighten my hair, but when I was leaving my hair curly, it just didn't do a lot for it. And so I picked these up one day, and they really just made a huge difference in the health of my hair, I would say overall. Not to mention, one bottle of Matrix shampoo is $20, and this is $5 at Target before coupon. So obviously a very big difference in price there as well. So I start off with the shampoo and the conditioner, and then I also use the 3-minute Miracle Moist hair mask. Now I use the Miracle Moist hair mask instead of the curl hair mask because I find that there's a really big difference in the products. I have tried the curl one, and I don't know what they put in it that's different, but it just dried out my hair. I definitely don't recommend it. I would say use the Miracle Moist one. It really does help your hair lock in a lot of the moisture that gets dried out with having your curl. So I used to use the One and Only Argan Oil hair masks, but I haven't been able to find them anywhere lately. So I picked up this Not Your Mother's curl mask, and so far so good. I've used it about 3 times, and I think that it's really good at just, you know, adding again more moisture to your hair, locking in the moisture, because that is the #1 problem that I have wearing my hair naturally, is that it just dries out and turns into a mess. When you get out of the shower, you want to dry your hair just a little bit. You still want it to be really wet and moist so that the product clings onto it and locks in with the water when it dries. So just towel dry it slightly before you start putting on product. Now that I've taken you through kind of the whole shower routine, I'm going to cut to me right out of the shower and show you guys how I put the products in my hair. First of all, let me cover up my ginormous ears. So I don't brush my hair. I try not to brush my hair too much afterwards, but you kind of have to brush the products through, or else they're not gonna, you know, get into your hair everywhere. So I'm going to start by just showing you guys the products that I use and the order that I use them. So first I start with argan oil. This one is the One and Only. I like this brand because I've used it for years, and I've tried other brands, and a lot of them are like 10% argan oil, 90% water. Like this is 100% argan oil, so it's really good. Also, it is kind of expensive. Like this is like almost $20, but it'll last you a really long time. Like especially if you're someone like me who doesn't wash your hair that frequently, like it'll last a long time. And then we've got the SheaMoisture Curl Smoothie. I'm sure if you have curly hair, you've probably seen a million ads for this. It is good, but you have to build it into your routine. Like you can't just put this in your hair and think, oh, it's gonna solve all my problems, because promise me it's not. Then we've got the Not Your Mother's Curl Defining Cream, the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Foaming Mousse, and last but certainly not least, Eco Gel. This is the argan oil one. Some people like the olive oil one. If your hair is more dry, you probably want the olive oil one, but I just stick to the argan oil one. Just because the olive oil, I feel like it makes my hair greasy, even though my hair is dry, it doesn't like soak in. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. You don't want to put in like too much argan oil, because I've noticed if you put a little too much, the other products don't stay in quite as well. But yeah. So you're also going to want to, what I call, measure with your heart. I will section my hair when I put in the curl cream, but I don't really section it to put in the curl smoothie, because you can kind of just rake it through with your fingers. I think a lot of this is also, you know, I didn't come up with this routine overnight. You know, there was money spent on products that definitely didn't work for me. Not to say that they're bad, it just, they might work for some people. They're just not for me. Like, I have the Miss Jessie's Pillow Soft Curls. Yeah. It's not a bad product. It's just that it makes your hair very, like, how do you say, like frozen kind of. So then when it comes to day 2 and you want to brush it out, like it's crunchy. And I wanted products that would keep my hair softer so that I wouldn't have to wash it every single day, because that's obviously not good for someone with curly hair. Obviously like the Miss Jessie's, like if you want that frozen look, that's fine. You just rub on it to bed. I just like to be able to move my hair at least a little bit. And with that one, it wasn't really an option. Also, my curls were a lot more tight. I like them just a little bit fuller. So also apologies for all of the hair that is probably going to just be flying all over the place when I do this. I also already noticing how much less product I'm using now that my hair is like 4 or 5 inches shorter. And you'll also notice when you cut your hair, your curl pattern is so much more defined because it's not as heavy. Okay, so I'm going to section my hair really quickly and be right back. Since my hair is pretty short right now, I only needed 3 sections. I'm not going to show you guys like me doing every single piece of my hair because I feel like you'll get the point if I show you once or twice. And also I would say the curl cream is kind of the most time intensive part of my routine, along with the mousse. So I do section my hair and put the curl cream through it. I'm just going to go in with the curl cream. You don't have to go like too crazy with this, but again, it just kind of depends on your hair. I kind of like to go off the feel. Like if my hair feels dry still, I'll put a little bit more on. And then I just like to brush it through. And then I kind of just, oh, see, now I'm getting out of camera. Okay, so I brush it through and then I kind of just scrunch it a little bit. Not a lot because, I mean, we're going to do this at the end anyways. It's just kind of to keep the shape after you brush it as you're going through. Because it's also, parts of your hair are going to start drying faster than other parts as you go through it. I'll show you guys again how I do it on this piece. And then I'll just do the rest of it off camera. But again, we're just going to take some curl cream. I feel like that's a pretty good amount for how much hair I have sectioned out. Move through. Ooh. Just gonna rub it all the way from the roots to the edges. I'm like the worst. I always have just like dry spots at my roots because I don't go all the way up to the top. Brush it through. And also, if you prefer, you can use like a big tooth comb. It just kind of depends on what shape you want. Like if you want your curls to be a little bit like more individual, you can use like a wet brush that has like a smaller separation on the bristles. Or if you want them bigger, you can use a wide tooth comb. So I just use this one because it gives me kind of like the shape I like. Also, if you have a Denman brush, that's I guess great too. Personally, the Denman brush didn't really make that much of a difference for me. But I know some people really love it. So I'm going to finish this and come back and show you guys the mousse. I went ahead and parted my hair in 3 parts, and I just wanted to do this side of my head first so that you guys can see how your curl pattern kind of differs on different parts of your hair. It's not going to be the same, and that's totally normal. So I'm going to start. You have to shake up mousse, obviously. But you don't want to put too much because it will make your hair crunchy if you put too much mousse. I will say the one downside to this product is that it does get a little bit flaky after like the 2nd day. But usually by the time it gets flaky, I'm going to wash my hair anyways. So, you know, there's give or take with everything. But the most important part is that you can't brush your hair once you put the mousse in. So once you put the mousse in, that's how your hair is going to be. You're going to have to completely re-wet everything, take the product out to fix it. All right. Just fair warning. So this is a good amount for this small section that I'm going to do here. Like I said, you really don't want to put too much because it will just... And then scrunch. Scrunching is the most important part here because if not, you're not going to keep the shape of your curl because you just ran your fingers through it. You know what I mean? Usually my hair routine after I put the mousse in, I would put in these curlers. So the reason that I started using these curlers is because my hair was pretty damaged and my curl pattern was just super messed up. And so when my hair was curly, it would just kind of be, you know, it would kind of look weird in some spots. I have pieces that are completely burned straight that I have to wait for them to grow out. So these are really nice for just kind of retraining your hair's shape as it's growing out, and also just making it look good in the meantime. So I'm actually going somewhere after this, so I'm not gonna have time to like leave these in, which is why I'm not gonna do them. But if you guys want, I can do another video where I show you how I put these in. Now the last step of my routine really is just putting a little bit of Eco Gel over the top just to seal everything in, give it a nice pretty shine. And then afterwards, we're just gonna put our hair up in a bonnet and let it air dry. So Eco Gel really is one of those things where for a really long time, I thought, oh, this isn't like for my hair type. Like I really thought it was for people with more like 4A, 4B, 4C hair. I just thought it was gonna be like too strong. It's not. It's amazing. Like I don't know how or who made this product, but they deserve everything in the world because it holds your hair down like nothing else. And at the same time, like the next day, it's like you didn't even put gel in your hair. Like it's amazing. I wear it to the gym every day, and by the time like the next morning comes, like you would think I didn't even put gel in my hair because it doesn't stick. Also, really important, you're gonna want to shake from the root so that you don't lose the volume in your hair, because it will just kind of like stick down. So just remember to kind of shake it out from the root a little bit so that you don't lose your volume and your hair doesn't just stick to your head. And just keep scrunching until you like the way it looks. I usually try to pay extra attention to these front little pieces because as you can see, this is very, very damaged. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference in the curl pattern here versus the curl pattern back here and the curl pattern over here. Yeah, that's from a curling iron, because I went through a phase this past year where I was like, oh my god, I'm so sick and tired of my hair being straight. Even though I want it straightened so I don't have to take care of it, like I was just like, oh, I'm gonna start curling my hair. Burnt. I literally was like one step away from being that girl who burned her hair off with the curling iron. But anyways, so I'm gonna put my hair up in a bonnet and then I will show you guys tomorrow, once it is dry, what it looks like. Okay, so we're back. I just took you guys through my whole curl routine of putting the products in my hair right out of the shower. Now this is 24 hours later. This is what my hair looks like. So I will say the biggest difference right now to how my hair probably usually looks when it's curly is that I let it dry down. I actually went out with my best friend right after I got ready. So it was only in my bonnet for about an hour and then it dried mostly down. And this is to show you the difference. When you put the bonnet up and you have your hair up like this, the weight is off of it. So it's letting the curls, the gravity is not weighing down your curls. When your curls are like this in the bonnet, you're gonna get that nicer, fuller curl, versus you guys can see it's kind of a little bit stringier at the tops, and you get a little bit more of the curl at the bottom where there's less weight, right? So when you keep your hair up in the bonnet, it takes off that gravity and lets your curls really get defined. So I usually try to keep it in the bonnet the entire time until the next day when it's dry. I also personally don't like to diffuse my hair. I use a lot of heat on my hair in general. So when I'm wearing my hair natural and curly, I take it as an opportunity to kind of save my hair the trouble of heat and let it air dry. But you could always diffuse your hair. I'm definitely not the person to ask for that since I don't know how to do it properly, but I'm sure someone on YouTube can teach you how to diffuse your hair. I just want to take a look at my hair kind of 24 hours later. Obviously there is some frizz. It's really not as bad as it used to be, but I just want to say Frizz is normal. Your hair is going to be a little frizzy. It's just a fact of the matter of curly hair. If you live somewhere a little bit colder, then obviously the frizz isn't going to be that bad. But I live in Miami. It was 85 degrees outside and I was running around all day. So I think that this is a really good hold. And honestly, this is the Eco Gel. I feel like the Eco Gel is really what tamed the frizz for me. And the best part is that my hair isn't crunchy. Like you guys can see, I can move it, I can touch it, and it's not crunchy, it's not stiff, it still has motion to it, and I think that that's the best part. If one more flower pops off this wall, guys, you don't understand, I spent hours fish lining these flowers together so that I could hang them vertically, then it didn't work, and I ended up just sticking them to the wall. I need to just mini rant about this right now because I'm so mad. If they're still here next week, they're lucky, but I'm just pissed because I spent so much time on this. Anyways, back from that tangent, another thing that I mentioned earlier is that I usually like to use curling rods as well. That's because my hair is pretty damaged, like I mentioned before, and my curl pattern is messed up in places. And so just using the curling rods kind of, again, keeps a lot of the gravity off of your hair because they're stuck up on your scalp, and gives you a more defined curl. If your hair is not curly, those curling rods are not going to work for you. I'm just telling you that right now. They're really just a way to kind of give your hair some shape if it's already curly. So that's another option. And again, because you're keeping the hair up and you're keeping gravity off of it, you get that more defined curl. I also find that it dries a lot more evenly, so that's cool too. I know this video has been super long-winded, but I hope that it was helpful to you guys. If you want to hear more about curly hair or curly hair products, let me know. I love talking about it. It's really, again, a journey. Everybody's hair is different. You just kind of have to work with it, find people online that have similar hairstyles to and textures to you, and see the products they're using, research them. It's gonna take some time, but I promise you it'll be worth it in the end. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Please like and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.